All right, you might have gotten a sneak preview as to how to select the init page. Don't worry, we're going to go through it again one more time if you didn't look at that radnav page section. So in order to select the init page, you would go ahead and select the init button right there, and then press the right arrow to go from init A to init B. Now on init B, we're going to populate the different weights and that are going to be used by the FMS in order to complete the performance predictions. We'll start at the upper right-hand corner with the 0 fuel weight and the 0 fuel weight CG. All of that is going to be located within our dispatch load, which is in our OFP. Notice it says EZFW, that's our estimated 0 fuel weight. We're going to go ahead and enter our estimated 0 fuel weight, and you'll notice that I put /30. That is a placeholder that we're going to use since we don't have our actual 0 fuel weight yet. So remember, estimated 0 fuel weight /30 for you to be able to enter the estimated 0 fuel weight. Next up, you have your block. The block field is used to enter the amount of fuel that the airplane will have. You can look at the amount of fuel that you're supposed to have on the ramp by looking at the total ramp fuel on board. However, the better practice is to wait till fueling is complete and then enter the actual fuel on board that is indicated to you on your engine warning display. That is what I did over here. So I went ahead and entered our actual fuel on board, which was 15,000 pounds, more or less, on the block fuel. It takes a second for the FMGC to start calculating its different predictions, but once it does, you'll see everything will be populated. Another note regarding the init B page, or in FMS2 it's called the init fuel predict page, is that all of the different fuel predictions will be available to you. You would want to make sure, depending on if you have a domestic flight plan or an international flight plan, that this time over here the final fuel is actually accounted for. On domestic flight plans, 0045, which means 45 minutes of final fuel, is adequate. You can actually see this on your OFP up here as well. It says that your final reserve is 45 minutes. On international flights, you'd need 10% of the route fuel plus 30 minutes of contingency fuel. Those would be available over here under the final reserve and under the 10%. What you do with that number is you add that 10% plus your final reserve, add both those numbers up, and then populate that number on the left-hand side of the final field. That way you get a better fuel prediction as to how much extra time you'll have after you've reached your destination. That's it for init page B. We're almost done. Bear with me for just a couple of more pages. Now we will go to the prog page.